Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're doing another episode of the Q&A series. Now, as always, if you have a question that you'd like me to answer in next week's video, go ahead and throw it down in the comment section below, and make sure to stay to the end of the video because I'll ask you guys a question, and we'll talk about it next week. So let's go ahead and jump on in. The first question comes from Oofergang101. For the next Q&A, what is the most expensive Hasbro Star Wars toy? That's an easy one. The HasLabs Jabba Sail Barge. For anybody who doesn't know, HasLabs is like a crowdfunding offshoot of Hasbro that does like crazy over-the-top vehicles. They've done stuff for Star Wars, Transformers, etc. And they released the Jabba Sail Barge. It was as far as I'm aware, it was the first thing that they ever released using that program offshoot. And not a lot of people pre-ordered them, myself included. I didn't pre-order one. I was like, I don't know if it's really worth it. In retrospect, I should have, because right after it was released, actually, I found one in a comic book store, a local comic book store, and it was like $1,200. And now that's cheap because I've seen listings online now for as much as $2,500, which is completely insane. Personally, I would never pay that. For a single collectible like that. But it's kind of crazy to see how much value something can get when it's really desirable and really rare. So the next question comes from, let's see here, Maribel Ramirez. Do you think the Clone Commando should get a Black Series figure? 100% yes. 100% yes. The Clone Commandos are one of my favorite, types of clones. And I think they're kind of a fan favorite. At least on this channel, a lot of people mention them a lot. And I think that with the re-release of the Republic Commando video game, with their inclusion in the EA Battlefront 2 game, they 100% deserve to be released in the Black Series form, 100%. So anyway, last week, I asked you guys what Clone Wars figures or vehicles would you want re-released now? And I got a bunch of responses, which is always good. The first one comes from Birdie Boy, and they say, I would love them to re-release the ATTE since it's such an iconic vehicle from the Clone Wars. Yeah, I agree 100%. To me, as far as not just from the Clone Wars, but from the prequel movies, two of the most iconic vehicles are the ATTE and the Republic Gunship. And we've got 7 different releases of the Republic Gunship, and because it's my favorite, I'll never say stop releasing those, but we've only really got one, as far as I'm aware, release, or at least one version, really, of the ATTE, and I would love them to re-release it. It's a really cool vehicle, it's really iconic, and I think it kind of deserves to be re-released, just because, I don't know, it's just a cool vehicle, I think, to have in a collection. The next suggestion comes from Mr. McNugget 2. And they say, I would want the Defend Camino Battle Pack, the ARC Trooper Battle Pack, Commander Colt, and Emperor Palpatine. So these are all coming from the Clone Wars line, of course. So the 2 battle packs, yes, they were very, very difficult to get the first time around. Obviously, a lot of the Clone Wars distribution was terrible, but especially for super desirable packs with clone troopers in them, they were really, really hard to get, and they've skyrocketed on the secondary market. Same thing with Commander Colt. This is a single carded figure, and it's one of my favorites, probably in my collection. I'm fortunate enough to actually have one, but it's a real shame that it's not more, I guess, widely available, because it is a really, really cool figure. And the final one is Emperor Palpatine. And just before this video, I was doing a little bit of research. The first listing I saw was for $250. That tells me that people want this figure and that there's not a great supply for this figure. So Hasbro, I think you could re-release this figure. It looks awesome. It's definitely an interesting design for Palpatine, and I think it deserves to be re-released, honestly. I agree with you. Captain Rex says, thanks for answering the question. This is from last week. And yeah, no problem. Of course, I can't make this series without you guys. And I love answering your guys' questions. It's kind of fun to have some nerd talk every once in a while. I would love if Hasbro re-released the MTT, because that thing is amazing and I would love to have it in my collection. Yeah, same here. When that thing came out the first time, you know, along with a lot of the other stuff from the Clone Wars era, I was a kid. I didn't have enough money to just go out and drop, like, I don't even remember what the retail price for that thing was, but it was over $100 for sure, on, you know, the MTT vehicle. And I really think that a lot of times the CIS characters get overlooked. So I think having a re-release of a really big CIS centerpiece type vehicle would be really cool, and I think it would definitely, I think, add to the lineup. It seems like a lot of the vehicles that Hasbro are releasing right now are actually re-releases as well. They've just done the Millennium Falcon, and they're going to do the Slave One, which are on molds that they've used previously. So hopefully we will maybe get some re-releases of the MTT and the ATTE. We'll just have to see. But anyway, moving on to the question for you guys. This is a simple one. What is your favorite, I guess, line of Star Wars action figures? For example, like Clone Wars or Legacy Collection, something like that. Let me know down in the comment section and we'll talk about it next week. And of course, as always, like I said earlier in the video, I really do love making these videos, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys. So thank you guys so much for participating. I always have just a ton of fun making these videos. So anyway, I guess I'll see you guys later.